tablet, Amazon gift cards, and other cool prizes. BuySellMakeOffer.com is the future of online selling. You can use Skype to talk to your buyer or seller. Plus, you can use video to showcase your items. BuySellMakeOffer.com.
Hey, this is Steve Sanchez, and do you know in 2007, I went off to the doctor for a basic checkup, and he informed me, Steve, you got plaque built up around your heart, and you're going to need stents. I informed him, with no offense, doc, I need a second opinion. I go off to a naturopathic doctor, and he introduces me to something called Zango. It's a juice made of the whole mangosteen fruit. You know, the mangosteen fruit has been used for centuries for healing. So, hey, what do I have to lose? I tried it. 3 months later, I go back to my cardiologist, no plaque, no stents, and I'm proud to say 7.5 years later, I'm stent-free. I want to turn you on to Zango because it's the only true 100% mangosteen fruit juice. It's patented. In fact, the Mayo Clinic is paying attention because they're doing an extensive study because they cannot ignore all the testimonials around the world. I want to give you a free sample of the Zango juice today. Simply call 888-309-5656. That's 888-309-5656 for your free mangosteen juice sample today from the company called Zango.
Kcaa invites you to support our very own Relationships 2.0 host, Michelle Skeen, in raising funds for the Ronald McDonald House Charities in the 38th Annual Chicago Marathon, October 11th. Every year, RMHC and its local chapters give more than 7 million children the strength to persevere as they run their own marathons, fighting illness and injury throughout months and sometimes years. Michelle will be running in the marathon, and if you would like to join her in becoming a Team RMHC runner, please go to the RMHC homepage or simply Google RMHC, Ronald McDonald House Charities. You can also help by contributing in fundraising efforts or by becoming part of the year-round sponsorship of Ronald McDonald House Charities. For more information about RMHC, visit rmhc.org. And remember to give your support to KCAA's Relationships 2.0 host, Michelle Skeen, as she runs the 38th Annual Chicago Marathon in support of Ronald McDonald House Charities.
It's time for the KCAA Community Calendar, brought to you exclusively by Learn for Life, a growing network of public charter schools. The clear mission of Learn for Life is to motivate and mentor students who have dropped out of school and provide them with the personalized education and technical training necessary to advance their lives.
Here's a look at the community calendar. I'm Carlos Gonzalez. The City of San Bernardino invites you to take advantage of Free Dump Day. If you haven't wanted mattresses, appliances, tires, electronics, or shrubs to get rid of, mark the last Saturday of each month on your calendar. You must provide proof of residency with your driver's license or utility bill. No hazardous or construction materials will be accepted. To find out the times and places for Free Dump Day, Google City of San Bernardino calendar. If you're looking for something fun, interesting, and free to do, the City of San Bernardino History and Railroad Museum is open every Saturday from 10 till 3. Schedule a group tour by calling 909-888-3634 and learn some fascinating firsts about San Bernardino. That number again, 909-888-3634. And that's a look at the KCAA Community Calendar. I'm Carlos Gonzalez.
The KCAA Community Calendar is presented exclusively by Learn for Life, a growing network of public charter schools where students can complete their education on a part-time basis. To find a resource center nearest you, call 1-877-360-LEARN or visit Learn for Life online at learn4life.org.
We found the problem with your car.
And
Turns out the carburetor differential modulator is out.
what?
And while we were digging around in there, this thing fell off.
Stop. There's no automotive repair nightmares at Diego Martinez's 5-Star Automotive in San Bernardino. 5-Star Automotive, where you'll get a great experience and home of the $15.99 oil change. That's right, just $15.99. They specialize in transmissions, brake repair, AC, and many other repairs, all with a lifetime warranty on parts and labor. Diego knows when your auto needs 5-star attention, it's never convenient. He offers a 12-month interest-free auto repair loan on major auto repairs with no money down. He'll even throw in free towing and a 10% discount for his neighbors in the 909 who work for the city and county of San Bernardino. Call 909-387-0770. That's 387-0770. Your neighbors at 909 West 2nd Street in San Bernardino.
Kcaa. Hey there, sports fans. Chab Dog here.
You have tuned into one of the best shows on the air for all of your up-to-date sports coverage and news. You haven't laughed so hard and been informed so much until you've heard it from the mouth of the sports expert himself, El Chab Dog.
Welcome to another edition of Chab Dog Sports Talk. Your host, Chab Dog, here with my co-host, Mike Patterson.
I've been promoted.
Say hello, Mike.
I'm here. Always a pleasure.
We made it to Friday night, 7 o'clock Friday night. This show is sponsored by Chabner Law, serving Southern California's transactional legal needs, by the Arnold Goodman Law Firm for mortgage mitigation legal services, and by Chab Dog Sports Blog, which is your place for headier sports headlines. It was a challenge getting in here, and the rush hour, 7 o'clock, is intense, Mike. I don't know if I knew about that.
Well, coming from the South Bay out this way on a Friday, good luck.
Yeah, it was a painful, blood-curdling, very intimidating experience, probably like getting a back adjustment from Serena Williams or something. It was painful, but I made it through.
It requires patience. There's different routes to take, but none of them are better than the other.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about her later in the show when we have our tennis guest on. Are you happy about football starting?
I enjoyed last night's game. I don't know how Pittsburgh doesn't cover Gronkowski, how he scores 3 touchdowns, but my guy Antonio Brown and my tight end, Heath Miller, we ended up tied 27-27 in our fantasy league.
Oh, did you have Ben Roethlisberger too?
No.
Oh, okay.
I've got Russell Wilson and I've got Tom Brady. We left Brady on the bench, not knowing if he was going to be, how he was going to be first game out after all the stuff that went on.
Well, he's pretty good.
Oh, you think?
What did he had no interceptions, right?
Not that I'm aware of.
I think 2 touchdown passes or 3.
3.
And of course, Gronkowski was involved in 2 of them, I know.
Well, had we had Tom Brady, we would have got 27 points.
Yeah.
But we got 27 points without him. So
I'm just a chronically frustrated Steelers fan with Mike Tomlin in terms of the opening day performance, and we'll talk about that second segment of the show. I want to get to Ron Abrams, our first guest. So if our new engineer, Joe Pagano, Joe looks very capable here. He takes care of the intro songs and stuff. Ron, are you there?
Yes, I am. Hello, gentlemen.
Oh. We're doing great. We're doing great. I made it here without the use of the helicopter.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
What fight song are we listening to?
Sounds like a little Hail Redskins
You
to
don't
me.
know that song?
No, I do not.
I mean, at one point in time, the Redskins had won. You can cut the song now. The Redskins had won 3 Super Bowls, and most everybody else hadn't. I mean, they were remember 1991 with that team Mark Rippon led?
Well, was that back in the day of Jack Kent Cook?
Yeah,
definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, when did he die? Do you remember, Ron?
Oh, it was probably the early 90s, probably 93, 94, because I think Snyder bought the team in around 95, 6, that area, so it took a couple of years.
It's been since Daniel Snyder took over, it's been kind of miserable. I don't even know how many playoff games the Skins have won.
Not very many. I mean, his first move, if you recall, was to bring in Deion Sanders out of retirement, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
That was an omen of things to come.
The beginning of Has-Been City.
Yeah, but we have
no offense to Deion, he's very talented, but I wasn't going to build my team around him at a certain point in time.
Well, he was a heck of a two-way player.
Yeah, he was a great player,
and he could play baseball. So there's only a few like Bo Jackson and Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
He failed miserably at baseball.
Well, the Redskins do seem to be of the opinion that you can pay a lot of money for free agents and try to kind of accelerate the process, I think.
Well, what are your thoughts on RG3?
Well, I think I heard today that he's cleared to play, but he's a little used, and I think they have better quarterback. They have Colt McCoy, who's been a backup for a couple of years. He, in my opinion, should be the starter, and he should have been the starter the last couple of years. He's good, and RG3 is exciting, but tends to get pummeled when he's back in the backfield.
I saw Colt McCoy lead them to victory over Dallas last year, I think. Didn't that?
Yeah, he's very good, and
yeah, he's more of a pocket passer as opposed to RG3 being scramble guy.
Yeah, and RG3, lately he's been trying to be a pocket passer, which he can't do. That's not what he does. He's a great scrambler, and if he can't scramble, then defense just tees up on him.
So, Ron, what do you think of this idea? I think we want to have one of our shows at that Mr. Pocket's place.
On the Redskin bar?
Yeah.
Actually, it's now a new place called, it's an old place.
Second half.
Yeah, but we don't. The Redskin locale is moved to a different bar just down the street. Called Summers. So if anybody's in the South Bay and they want to come in with the Redskins on, there's a little hole in the wall called Summers.
Okay. Well, let's say it wasn't a Redskin game though. It happened to be, Baltimore and New England or something.
Oh, that's a great idea. Place that the second half place is very big and roomy and excellent.
I think they have to find out about the Chab Dog thing, and we have to get in there.
Yes.
And you're welcome to be part of the set there.
I appreciate that.
If you can if you can find time from your, I know you have those serious Texas Hold'em activities you're addicted to, aren't you?
Oh, the occasional trip to the local card place. Yes, I'm not very good at it, but I do like to play.
Oh, Ron's a crafty lawyer. Did you know that, Mike?
Well, you're a lawyer, so why would I not anticipate that you're friends with lawyers?
Do you think I'm crafty though? I don't think so.
Right now I'm engaged with a lawyer, and the guy hasn't called me in 3 weeks.
I don't know. I think he's starting to skin's starting to crawl. He realizes he's surrounded by lawyers next to him and on the phone.
Brandon, I don't think Mike or maybe your listeners realize what kind of competitor the Chab Dog is. I mean, he is.
Oh, why don't you? Let's talk about it for a minute while we have time about the racquetball court. What would you say? I mean, who do I resemble out there?
Well, you're a very accomplished tennis player, but on the racquetball court where I've
encountered
you, you're much better than I am, and I admit that. Brandon would give me about 10-point lead to 21. And
no, we played at 15, didn't we?
Oh, 15 or yeah. That's right. So
you started out with 7, I think.
Yeah, and but do you remember the last time we played, which was many months ago?
Yeah, what happened?
I went up for a shot, and I came down kind of funny, and
your calf
just a whisker away from an Achilles heel injury, like Sonny Jurgensen style.
Yeah.
Or Billy Kimmler, I forget which Redskin. I think they both had Achilles heel injuries. But anyway, and I'm writhing on the ground, and what does Chab Dog do? He's berating me to get up and finish the game, and and I hadn't even, the pain had not even worn off yet, and it wasn't wearing off, and I was just on the ground.
We had a burrito on the line plus the soda machine.
Yeah, and I think I ended up still buying you the burrito that night.
I had no idea he was that hurt. First of all,
that's cold, man. That is cold.
But that's the kind of competitor that the Chab Dog is. So I just wanted you Mike to know that.
Is that why you stopped playing me? I hate to think that. I would have corrected that if you had pointed it out. I always had such a good time playing you.
Yeah, we had some great games, and I would love to play again. I just I think it was a blessing that I got hurt that night because I was very heavy at the time, and it happened at the beginning. And bad things happen when heavy people do really intense exercise all at once. And that was, if you're going to do something once a month, either pick up basketball or racquetball, which are totally exhausting, you got to take it easy if you're not in shape. And at that time, I wasn't in good shape, so I needed to recoup, lose a few pounds, and now I'm ready for you again.
Okay, well, we'll have I'll be seeing you in a week so we can play racquetball. So
beautiful, yes.
All right, Well, I think we're going to go to our first break, and we'll be right back with our second guest.
If you're trying to prevent home foreclosure, you need a law firm with extensive experience representing clients in protecting their homes from foreclosure. The Goodman Law Firm is a nationwide team of mortgage mitigation attorneys that provides legal advice and expertise you can trust. Our nationwide network includes local of-counsel foreclosure attorneys to represent you during the mortgage mitigation process. The Goodman firm has represented homeowners across the nation in resolving their troubled mortgages. We have the experience and the knowledge you can count on to best represent your interests. The banks have attorneys fighting to protect their interests, and so should you. Call the Goodman Law Firm at 888-800-6030. Take control of your mortgage situation today. Contact us at 888-800-6030 or through our website at arnoldgoodmanlaw.com.
Check out my sports blog, your home for head-of-ear sports headlines. At Chab Dog, we cover the world of sports, from NFL to competitive eating. At our blog, you'll also find Chab Dog's own brand of uniquely original blogcasts for the major sports events. We hit home runs with our coverage. We also have a reading room where you'll find interviews running across the sporting spectrum, along with our vote questions, our Chab Dognostications, and of course our much-beloved Chab Dog of the Month. What you can count on from Chab Dog is our stretching the playing field envelope to find the humor, irony, and weird connections that are always living beneath the surface of the sporting world. Check us out at chabdog.com. The law office of Brandon S. Chabner, serving clients in Southern California with transactional legal services since 2007. We handle general, corporate, outside counsel type work, drafting and negotiating a wide variety of business and commercial contracts, including non-disclosure agreements, independent contractor agreements, and employment agreements. Our experience includes working with public and private companies and involves a broad range of industries, including healthcare, consumer products, real estate, and high technology. Mr. Chabner has over 20 years of legal experience, having worked for some larger national firms and serving as general counsel for a multi-million-dollar private company here in Southern California before starting his own legal practice. His educational credentials include a law degree from UCLA, where he was on law review, undergraduate degree at Yale, where he graduated magna cum laude, and an MBA from Harvard Business School. Other areas of focus for Chabner Law include press release and business plan editing, pre-litigation matters, and debt and mortgage resolution work. You can contact us at 310-698-0740 and at bchabner@chabnerlaw.com.
KCAA Loma Linda.
Okay, we're back for the second segment of Chab Dog Sports Talk. This will be one of those discussional sections between us guys, and whatever you want to talk about, Mike. And there's certainly a lot out there.
Well, I know you love tennis,
right?
And so
we are going to talk about tennis at 7:30 though.
Oh, okay. So we'll skip the tennis.
Yeah.
So
let's save that for later. But what about? Are you? Were you overly impressed by the New England Patriots?
I thought Tom Brady played well.
Yeah.
How Pittsburgh didn't cover Gronkowski, it was amazing to me.
Right. How do they blow that?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if I was an NFL owner, I'd be on every college campus looking for some guy that's 6'7" and athletic.
Mm-hmm.
Because apparently he's unstoppable. But yeah, they didn't defend him well.
It was weird. The coverage was just obviously on the goal line, that's one guy you have to take away.
Well, there was one play where he scored a touchdown that there was nobody on him. So all he had to do was run 3 yards, turn around, catch the ball, and run in the end zone.
Yeah.
And I don't understand that.
He's a building with legs on the loose.
Yeah, he's a big boy. Him and A.J. Watt, those would be two of the guys that
What do you think the best games to watch this weekend are? We got Green Bay at Chicago, but that should be a wipeout. Chicago probably will start better than they will end up, but they still can't. I don't see how they can compete with Green Bay.
No, I think Green Bay would be the. I don't know the odds. I don't know the point spread.
Yeah.
But I would say Green Bay would be.
I don't have it in front of me.
The favorite in that.
Got to be favored, I would guess, by maybe 8.
Who's playing Seattle? Seattle's playing
St. Louis.
St. Louis. So yeah,
that should be Seattle win. But I know St. Louis wins games in the Edward Jones Dome that people are just scratching their heads after saying, "How did that happen?"
Right. Well, it's it's a road game for Seattle. So
yeah,
we'll see how
Seattle.
they do.
I think Seattle's still upset as hell about the Super Bowl.
The Chargers are at home.
The Chargers are playing. Who are the Chargers playing? San Diego is at with Detroit coming to town. That'll be good. Detroit's a quality team.
What do they call him? Megatron?
With Megatron and Matthew Stafford.
Yeah.
Gosh, I like Detroit. Detroit's a better team. I'm sorry, San Diego. Unless you know something I don't about what Phillip Rivers can do.
Phillip Rivers is a good player. He got a big contract, so they're going to probably look for him to have a good year. Anytime you're on the road, I think the home team always has the advantage.
Yeah, I think that the really good game is going to be Baltimore at Denver. That's interesting to see what happens with Denver. Is Peyton Manning going to really come back with a lot of fire, or does he kind of think at this point it's over?
No, Peyton Manning, he's a competitor. He'll be right there, ready to go.
Yeah.
And Baltimore, they've been known for their defense, but again, on the road, I would look for Peyton to mop them up a little bit.
Well, Baltimore is probably the underdog by, I guess, 4 or 5 points. Dallas, New York, that's usually a good game. That's the Sunday night game. I think Dallas is looking really good right now. If Tony Romo, he always seems to play well in the regular season, and they're pretty healthy.
Yeah,
they got that offensive line that is, I think, probably the best in the league.
Yep. And who did they lose though? They lost. They lost
DeMarco Murray.
DeMarco Murray. Okay.
He's in different.
He's in Philadelphia now.
Philadelphia?
I think so.
Jeez. Well, Philadelphia needs him because they don't have a good quarterback.
No.
And I don't know what the plan is there, but I think cutting Tebow was a mistake. If you got the ability to use a versatile player like that, why not keep him? And there's got to be somebody else on there that they can get rid of besides him.
I don't know. I mean, generally you keep 3 quarterbacks, but maybe Tebow made too much money to warrant keeping him as their third option.
Mm-hmm. So you want to give any playoff, who's going to be in the playoffs at the start of the season prediction type things?
For football?
Yeah.
Huh.
So who would win each of the 4 divisions in the AFC and NFC? Is that too much to go through? Maybe that's too much to do in 5 minutes.
Well, I like Seattle.
Yeah.
I like the Colts. I like... I don't know if I like the Giants.
Yeah, I don't trust Eli Manning. I just don't.
He just signed a new contract.
It could be the year, though, that he plays well. It seems like it's every 3 or 4 years that he leads them to greatness, and this could be the year. But I don't know. Maybe it's those DirecTV commercials I see that I don't like.
And then what other division are we missing here?
Well, I mean, you didn't talk about the Packers in the NFC Central or NFC North.
I always like the Packers. Aaron Rodgers, heck of a player.
Yeah. I mean, they seem to stand out.
Although
the Vikings are going to think.
Although they're missing Nelson.
Yeah. And the Vikings, I think, will be better.
Yeah, with Peterson back.
That's a Monday night game against San Francisco, which we will be covering on Chab Dog Radio. Let's talk to you about that. I hope you can call in for that. That's going to be fun. That's the first one we do all year. And interesting to see how San Francisco deals with the disappointments from last year and
I still
Colin
think
Kaepernick's problems.
Yeah, I still think they're a solid team. I mean, Kaepernick's pretty solid player. Again, he's kind of in the mode of an RG3 where he kind of scrambles a lot.
Do you think New Orleans is going to be better? They got a lot of talent on the offensive side of things.
Well, but they got rid of Graham.
Yeah, and now what are they? Who's their? They must have somebody good.
I have no idea who their tight end is, but Graham went to Seattle, so I think Seattle probably stepped up a notch.
Yeah. Don't know about Kansas City. They're kind of a big question mark. They always are with their quarterback situation. And Houston's just got a kind of a stodgy offense.
Well, Kansas City, they have that running back Charles.
Yeah, Lamar. Wait, what's Charles? I forgot his first name.
I don't know.
Lorenzo
either.
Charles, I think.
Maybe.
Yeah, he's
Charles
or Jamal.
Yeah, he's
good. I mean, he's one of the toughest guys in the NFL.
Right,
but he got hurt towards the end of the season.
I think he's back up and running.
Okay.
And then
I like my Steelers, but
when you talk about Houston, you got A.J. Watt. I mean, he's the Gronkowski of defense.
Yeah, he's still a force to be reckoned with. He wreaks havoc all the time.
And he plays offense too.
Probably the only guy that comes on the defensive side that consistently is figuring in the MVP discussions.
Yes.
The beginning of the year in football is just – it's so hard to predict anything. And
I agree.
Everything changes with injuries quickly.
I don't think you have a clue until you get to about week 12.
But you do know that the Steelers will start slow. It happens every year and drives me crazy. Last night was just – I mean – what the hell? What were they thinking on defense? And then, they couldn't run the ball. Obviously, they ran the ball well with D'Angelo Williams in terms of yardage, but when they got close to the goal line, they couldn't depend on that. And so they, if you saw them how they screwed up when they were on the 1 foot line.
Well,
they kind of look nervous, like they can't make 2 yards when the other team knows they're going to run it. But I guess that's when you're missing Bell. You've got a lot fewer options.
Yeah, I mean, you're missing your number one running back, Davion Bell. The biggest question was missing 3 field goals. Had they made those 3 field goals,
they would have had a chance.
They would have been in the game. So, it was a decent game, and they fought back. They played well. Roethlisberger looked good. Heath Miller, tight end, looked pretty good. And
so there is hope.
Antonio Brown, he's like the number one stud, in fantasy football. So
Antonio Brown, yeah, you got to love him if you're a Steelers fan.
Right.
He's an
incredible
defense, talent. And they were missing Bryant too, Martavius Bryant.
Right. But the defense, how do you not cover Gronkowski? I mean, it's pretty simple. You got Gronkowski spread out on the right-hand side, and there's nobody covering him.
And nobody even really touching him.
Right. And they're going there. So I don't understand why you wouldn't
blame
cover.
it on the Steelers had problems with their radio headsets, I heard, and the Patriots didn't. So that's
No. I heard on the news today that both teams had problems with their headsets.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's just the Steelers talked about it more.
Yeah, well, when you lose, you complain more, I guess. But no, both teams, they were hearing the feed from the public address or from the local news or something, but they couldn't communicate. You know what? Go old school. Hand signals, this is what we're doing.
Mm-hmm. The Patriots will probably steal them, but that's part of the game.
Yeah. Run a guy in, change out a running back, change out a wide receiver. Here's our play. Go in, make the call.
Well, congratulations to Tom Brady, Mr. Eddie Haskell, for coming through everything fine and not getting polluted by this scandal and winning the game.
Why that had to go to federal court, I have no idea.
Oh.
Roger Goodell.
The lawyers needed the work.
Yeah, Roger Goodell. He must be an attorney as well, and
All right.
they should just. He makes enough money. Why mess around with what feeds the hand that feeds you?
All right. Well, we're gonna talk tennis now after the break. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
If you're trying to prevent home foreclosure, you need a law firm with extensive experience representing clients in protecting their homes from foreclosure. The Goodman Law Firm is a nationwide team of mortgage mitigation attorneys that provides legal advice and expertise you can trust. Our nationwide network includes local of-counsel foreclosure attorneys to represent you during the mortgage mitigation process. The Goodman firm has represented homeowners across the nation in resolving their troubled mortgages. We have the experience and the knowledge you can count on to best represent your interests. The banks have attorneys fighting to protect their interests, and so should you. Call the Goodman Law Firm at 888-800-6030. Take control of your mortgage situation today. Contact us at 888-800-6030 or through our website at arnoldgoodmanlaw.com.
Check out my sports blog, your home for head-of-ear sports headlines. At Chab Dog, we cover the world of sports, from NFL to competitive eating. At our blog, you'll also find Chab Dog's own brand of uniquely original blogcasts for the major sports events. We hit home runs with our coverage. We also have a reading room where you'll find interviews running across the sporting spectrum, along with our vote questions, our Chab Dognostications, and of course our much-beloved Chab Dog of the Month. What you can count on from Chab Dog is our stretching the playing field envelope to find the humor, irony, and weird connections that are always living beneath the surface of the sporting world. Check us out at chabdog.com. The law office of Brandon S. Chabner, serving clients in Southern California with transactional legal services since 2007. We handle general, corporate, outside counsel type work, drafting and negotiating a wide variety of business and commercial contracts, including non-disclosure agreements, independent contractor agreements, and employment agreements. Our experience includes working with public and private companies and involves a broad range of industries, including healthcare, consumer products, real estate, and high technology. Mr. Chabner has over 20 years of legal experience, having worked for some larger national firms and serving as general counsel for a multi-million-dollar private company here in Southern California before starting his own legal practice. His educational credentials include a law degree from UCLA, where he was on law review, undergraduate degree at Yale, where he graduated magna cum laude, and an MBA from Harvard Business School. Other areas of focus for Chabner Law include press release and business plan editing, pre-litigation matters, and debt and mortgage resolution work. You can contact us at 310-698-0740 and at bchabner@chabnerlaw.com.
You're listening to KCAA, your good neighbor along the way.
Okay. Second half of Chab Dog's Sports Talk. So now we're going to turn to men's and women's tennis. And I'd like to welcome Steve Gittleson back for his second time as a caller on the show. And we don't have to talk much about... This is... do you ever hear this, Steve?
What's that?
Do you ever hear this being played in Washington, D.C.? This is supposed to be the Nationals fight song.
Yeah, actually I have. Unfortunately, we haven't heard it much lately.
Yeah. All right, Joe, you can cut it. But the Nationals were in trying to get back into it, and then they just had those heartbreaking losses to the Mets over the weekend, I think.
Yeah. And they lost tonight too. I mean, it's been a calamity of errors.
They've been in this habit of, screwing up in the in the middle of the year and then doing this rush to the playoffs at the end. And last year was crazy. Also, they for a while they couldn't lose, but they just ran out of time.
Yeah, but this year, I mean, Brandon, we went up to Fenway Park. The Nationals played the Red Sox in the Red Sox opening day.
Mm-hmm.
And Mookie Betts had a great game, and Boston won quite handily. But we're thinking, if the Nationals win 85 games this year, because the division is so weak, they're going to be in the playoffs. And once they get in the playoffs, they just have this, they got Scherzer to already go with this great rotation, Strasburg and Zimmerman and Gonzalez. So this was the year they went all in.
Yeah, they're just loaded with pitching. Everybody kept talking about this.
And talent. And they have just stunk the entire year. I mean, they've played with such a lack of urgency.
What was the why did Bryce Harper get all upset because a bunch of people left early?
Mike, that's a good question. So what happened in the Mets game, which was a pivotal series, they started the series 4 games back, and on Labor Day was the first game, and they got a 5-3 lead, and Scherzer, who's been a bit of a disappointment, gave up the lead. So the next night, they went up 7-1.
Yeah.
And then the Mets came back. I mean, we brought in Drew Storen,
Drew, return him to cold storage, please.
Yeah, please. he needs
from the blog.
Man, it's. I mean, he was has Steve Sachs disease, but he's a pitcher.
Oh, that's painful to watch.
So anyway, everybody left in the middle of the 7th inning, and Bryce Harper said something about it. He's, and he commented about it. Everybody leaving when it was still a close game.
Yeah, they're deflated.
And but I mean, DC, Brandon, it's not. It's probably like LA. It's not a sports town. I mean, we're a big event town. We go to be seen.
Right.
But
and for meetings and.
Yeah, but no. Once it's clear that the Nationals or anybody.
No, it's not a great sports town from that standpoint, but the Redskins, people get very excited about the Redskins
because it's an event.
Yeah, it's what are the people going to be wearing, and it's an event not to be missed. People won't give up those season tickets for just anything.
Well, actually, they've had problems lately.
Well, that is the brand's having some It's no longer a good brand in terms of the performance.
Yeah, I mean, and also the when Jack Kent Cooke sold or before he sold it, he built this stadium out in Prince George's County, and it's really kind of in the middle of nowhere, and it takes forever to get there. It's just and really NFL football right now, the experience on TV is really great.
Yeah, so why go anywhere?
Why go anywhere?
Let alone to PG County.
Exactly. When it used to be at RFK, it was great because everybody.
Do you remember when Howard Stern was going off on PG County? That was. I think that was after he called up and asked for a one-way ticket to the 14th Street Bridge.
Yeah, that did well.
Yeah, that was
right after the plane crash.
Well, that's like out here in Los Angeles. Everybody wants to get a team, and in my view, I'd rather watch 2 games, at one time on the weekend than have a team. I could care less. If all they're doing is lobbying the Chargers, the Raiders, all they're doing is trying to force their current cities to, either build them a new stadium or make more money. And I could care less if there's a team in LA.
Yeah, there's a sport.
Well, here the Redskins are an institution, so it's a little different. But
so were the Rams.
That's true.
Until Georgia killed her husband.
All right. Let's change subjects here. What did you think about the events at U.S. Open today? It's pretty shocking that Roberta Vinci did it, but I put her picture up on Chab Dog's Facebook page and it worked.
Well, did you predict her to win?
No, I didn't have enough guts to do that.
Well, you picked. I mean, your great prediction is 1983 NC State.
Yeah.
That will live in infamy.
Yeah. Yeah, the hands of God from Lorenzo Charles.
That was unbelievable.
When
you told me that you were going to pick them to win the NCAA tournament, I said, wait a second, North Carolina has Jordan.
That's called beginner's luck.
But no, I mean, again, Serena had
No, that was Houston, Phi Gamma Slamma, and North Carolina State, right?
Right, but also North Carolina had Jordan.
Well, North Carolina
and UVA had Ralph Sampson.
Oh,
and then
did I pick that one too?
You picked at the beginning because the NC State won the ACC tournament.
Oh, okay.
Was that Jimmy V?
Yes.
Yeah, Jimmy V. I love Jimmy V. I love Thurl Bailey and Lorenzo Charles and
Derek
Whitberg and Cindy Lowe.
Exactly.
Sydney Lowe. Well, we got. I want to get this in before you get off the air with us. We've got a contest called Name That Grunt. I want to see how you do on it.
Oh. Okay.
So you play the first grunting session. I want at least one of the two women that's in this.
Mm-hmm.
They're women.
On the court, off the court in the gym, they're putting in those long hours, and it's paying off. I mean,
well, listen in.
That sounds like Serena.
The first, all right, that's A. The other one's B. B is the longer one. A is the shorter one. B is the longer one. Boy, this is intense.
Wow, we got
a cat fight of all sorts here.
We got to guess both?
All right, cut it. We're running out of time. Let's cut. See, do you know who that is? Who was A? The first one was kind of shorter. And the second one was, oh,
I don't know if B was Sharapova or Azarenka.
A was Sharapova,
uh-huh.
and B was Azarenka.
Yeah.
You got 50%. Do we have time for another one? Can you play the next one?
from cat and mouse to just cat against cat.
All right, hear this one.
No one ever wants to be the mouse.
I'll give you a hint, okay? She won a lot. She won some Grand Slams, and she played from both sides.
Capriati played the mouse.
Played two-handed on both sides.
Oh, that was Salas.
All right.
Yeah.
Did you know it in the beginning?
No.
That was my guess. I was going to say.
All right. We'll play one more. This is like 5/4, 20,000 bonus points. It's so hard, but play the next one. I'll give you a hint.
Martina.
Very distinctive. All right. The clue is that she's from the same country as the two women playing in the finals on the women's side, and she looks a lot like Pee Wee Herman.
Sarah Ronnie?
No. her name ends in an I.
Somebody from Italy?
It has to be from Italy.
I think she's from Italy. It's Francesca Giovanni.
Oh, I wouldn't have gotten that.
Don't even know the name.
Well, check her out. I think what I said was there's a slight resemblance there. See, I know I hit the mark on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think. Do you think Roger Federer is going to do it against Djokovic? I hope.
I think it's Pick'em, man. They both played great,
Yeah.
and I think the key. I mean, last year Federer had to play Monfils in the quarters and win 5 sets, and he was tired.
Yeah, now he's not tired. He hasn't been tested in 5 sets.
Yeah, so
well, I
think he's straight set all his matches at the Open, so I think he's going to be well rested. But Djokovic looked great today too.
Yeah, it's hard to pick against the athletic freak.
Yeah.
Djokovic is just a freak of nature, though how flexible and what great shape he's in. But Federer has the strokes on consignment from God, and I gotta think he's going to do it.
He looked good against Wawa today.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be an awesome. I mean, that's really a match.
Yeah, and too bad for Marin that he got marinated.
Yeah, he did get marinated. I think his ankle hurt him big time.
Yeah, I love watching him play because he's just kind of mechanical, but he's money usually, but too much for him this time. So we're gonna have to. Thanks for calling in, and we'll have you on. You're a tennis guy, so
sweet. I'll start preparing for Australia after Sunday.
All right. Well, hail to the Nationals, and Good luck to the Redskins. I'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon. Thanks,
All
Brandon.
right.
Bye, Mike.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be back for the finale coming up, and it is a finale.
If you're trying to prevent home foreclosure, you need a law firm with extensive experience representing clients in protecting their homes from foreclosure. The Goodman Law Firm is a nationwide team of mortgage mitigation attorneys that provides legal advice and expertise you can trust. Our nationwide network includes local of-counsel foreclosure attorneys to represent you during the mortgage mitigation process. The Goodman firm has represented homeowners across the nation in resolving their troubled mortgages. We have the experience and the knowledge you can count on to best represent your interests. The banks have attorneys fighting to protect their interests, and so should you. Call the Goodman Law Firm at 888-800-6030. Take control of your mortgage situation today. Contact us at 888-800-6030 or through our website at arnoldgoodmanlaw.com.
Check out my sports blog, your home for head-of-ear sports headlines. At Chab Dog, we cover the world of sports, from NFL to competitive eating. At our blog, you'll also find Chab Dog's own brand of uniquely original blogcasts for the major sports events. We hit home runs with our coverage. We also have a reading room where you'll find interviews running across the sporting spectrum, along with our vote questions, our Chab Dog Gnostications, and of course our much-beloved Chab Dog of the Month. What you can count on from Chab Dog is our stretching the playing field envelope to find the humor, irony, and weird connections that are always living beneath the surface of the sporting world. Check us out at chabdog.com. The law office of Brandon S. Chabner, serving clients in Southern California with transactional legal services since 2007. We handle general, corporate, outside counsel type work, drafting and negotiating a wide variety of business and commercial contracts, including non-disclosure agreements, independent contractor agreements, and employment agreements. Our experience includes working with public and private companies and involves a broad range of industries, including healthcare, consumer products, real estate, and high technology. Mr. Chabner has over 20 years of legal experience, having worked for some larger national firms and serving as general counsel for a multi-million-dollar private company here in Southern California before starting his own legal practice. His educational credentials include a law degree from UCLA, where he was on law review, undergraduate degree at Yale, where he graduated magna cum laude, and an MBA from Harvard Business School. Other areas of focus for Chabner Law include press release and business plan editing, pre-litigation matters, and debt and mortgage resolution work. You can contact us at 310-698-0740 and at bchabner@chabnerlaw.com.
Kcaa.
All right, we're back for the last segment here. Is our guest Stephanie Brackett there from Tennessee, the great state of Tennessee? Are you there?
Hello.
Okay, you're there. That's loud. That's loud and clear. All right, can you hear me?
Special
Hi,
song.
Chab Dog.
Hi, Stephanie. How are you looking? I'm sure you're looking lovely tonight.
Special song for you.
Okay, we're not going to start that again.
Are you getting tired of this song?
We're not going to start that.
I actually had a great time driving up here. I got stuck in traffic, and it was like a miracle because the song came on the radio. You know what song came on the radio and the traffic lifted? Like from God?
What's that?
L.A. Woman.
The very song. Oh, L.A.
The Doors,
Woman. Okay.
yes. L.A. Woman, The Doors.
Oh, wow.
So that was a good sign. You know how I don't like to get stuck in traffic. I had you on the phone, Mike, when I was so nervous.
I was just trying to guide you which way to go.
He gave me some alternative directions, but you know me, I don't like to stray from the...
Is that Mike?
I am here. How are you?
Hi, Mike. How are you?
I'm doing well. How's it in Tennessee? Any tornadoes in the last week?
Oh, listen, it finally cooled down. I actually put on a sweater outside. It's so nice.
Oh, you sound like you're in heaven. It's what is it, like 75 degrees now?
I don't know. It might even be in the upper 60s. It's just,
Wow.
You know what the heat is like here. It's brutal.
Well, we would give for that. We get no rain, no love on that end.
Well, where I live, Stephanie, today it was 108 and humid.
Where do you live that it's so humid?
I live in the Coachella Valley.
Yeah, that's not humidity.
Oh no, monsoonal flow. We had humidity. The dew point. The dew point was in the 70s today.
It's not like it is in good old Tennessee, though.
Yeah.
You said you used to live here, so you know.
Did you used to live there?
No, my dad used to live there.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. Your dad was in Clinton County.
Clinton.
You might as well be in the rainforest or in the Amazon jungle.
Speaking of Clinton, I know you really want to talk about sports, but can we talk about something else?
No, I do not want to talk about sports.
So what do you want to talk about?
Listen, that's what's wrong with this country.
Well, why is
sport
competition
Yes.
and athletic excellence is bad for this country?
It causes so many overweight people to sit on their couch.
Oh, so is that why some of the
At least that's the way it is here in the South. Bunch of
Oh.
fatties sitting and watching college football.
What about the kids when they participate in youth sports?
I don't mind participation, but let's face it, the majority of it is fatties sitting on their couch, stuffing their face with Papa John's,
Doritos,
beer,
Lay's potato chips.
crap. They have to listen to sport, hot wings,
Yeah.
Anybody who likes sports, you know what I call them? Their nickname is Hot Wings.
So you're getting already sick of college football. It just started, and it's everything there, isn't it?
I thought we were done with it last year.
Yeah. Well, as long as Paul Feinbaum's doing his show, you're gonna keep hearing about it.
Okay.
He does a show every day, and all it is SEC. I guess SEC football mostly, and maybe some basketball.
Yeah, I'm actually good friend with one of his callers, Phyllis, from Alabama.
Oh, well, you should get her to call my show. I'm sure that would create fireworks. Is she the one that when we were listening that she was going off on was she going off on Alabama?
Well, she calls that guy cow turd and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's a broadcaster that used to be on ESPN. She called him cow turd.
Mm-hmm.
How are the volunteers this year?
I don't know. I guess they're terrible as usual, but you see the fans, you would think that they just won the championship last year. They still drive around with those license plate frames that say 1998 championship, like they've never gotten over it.
All right, well, we know what's happening on 9/16. Besides somebody's 50th birthday, there's going to be a very important event.
Old fart.
Yes, the Republicans decided to have a debate.
Over the hill, Chab Dog.
Can we play a couple of clips to learn more about the competitors, the two main competitors? Let's play the Donald Trump clips.
Okay.
Yeah, listen to this.
All right.
I swear he's on.
One of the things people love about you is you speak your mind and you don't use a politician's filter. However, that is not without its downsides, in particular when it comes to women. You've called women you don't like fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals. Your Twitter account... Only Rosie O'Donnell.
Only Rosie O'Donnell.
Ever reasonable. And then we got another one, too. Let's hear this one.
Officially running for President of the United States. I will be the greatest jobs president that God ever created. I tell you that. I'm really rich. I'll show you that in a second. I have a total net worth And now with the increase, it'll be well over $10 billion. But here, a total net worth of $8 billion. Net worth, not assets, not liability, a net worth. Part of the beauty of me is that I'm very rich. Free trade can be wonderful if you have smart people.
Okay.
But we have people that are
Let's cut that and
really love this country.
and then play the one for Ben Carson.
What you do?
Well, I haven't said anything about me being the only one to do anything, so let me try that. I'm the only one to separate Siamese twins. The only one to operate on babies while they were still in the mother's womb. The only one to take out half of a brain, although you would think if you go to Washington that someone had beat me to it.
Okay, that's enough.
That was a good one.
Yeah. So, do you think that there's any drama left in this, or is it we're just going right to Donald Trump all the way?
What's that?
Is there anything that can stop Donald Trump in the
Oh, well,
Republicans?
anything can happen this early in the game for sure.
Did you see the nicknames I came up with some of these candidates? Did you think any of them were?
No, I could not read. That was the handwriting of a serial killer. It looked like chicken scratch, and I could not read it.
Well, I didn't see yours either.
Yeah, well, he's an attorney, and he doesn't write very well.
Nobody's supposed to read my handwriting. Unfortunately, I couldn't type it in. I didn't have the software program. But I didn't see your bracket either, Stephanie. Where was yours?
Likewise, I had technical difficulties, Chab Dog.
Yeah,
I was too lazy to do it.
Do you have a dark horse candidate? Do you have somebody you like? Like, I like Ben Carson. If he would just change his name to Benny Carson's, then I think people would think the Bubbas would like him more because that sounds like Benny Parsons, who was the famous NASCAR driver.
The Bubbas already like him. I mean, he's my brother's in Florida. He's for him. My mother loves him. That's her favorite. But Chab Dog, it's not about likability. It's about who can actually, shake things up, get things done.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Hilda B's Hillary is I don't know if she's it.
I thought you liked Hillary.
You know what? I'm disappointed over her email scandal. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, she seems a little callous about whether or not she was following.
Yeah, her responses. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You should have a soundbite of her saying it doesn't matter about 50 times because that's all she knows how to say. It doesn't matter.
Well, we're going to probably we could end up with her against Mr. Comb-Over Achiever Trump, unless something can. I don't
know. I think it's going to be Bernie Sanders and Trump.
What do you think, Mike?
Lord help us.
Lord help us? Is that the only advice you have, or counsel?
If it's Trump, I can't go there, and if it's Hillary, I can't go there either.
Well, I don't know where you're going to go, but start thinking. Stephanie, thank you for being our guest. We always love talking to you.
Okay, Chab Dog. Bye, Mike.
Stay tuned for more things involving.
Thanks, Stephanie. Nice talking to you.
All right. Well,
nice talking to you guys too.
We got to sign off now. Thanks for calling. Thanks for listening, and we'll be back next week with a great show. Larry Burnett, and we're also going to talk to Tim Roth, former Nebraska Cornhusker All-American. So stay tuned. Thanks for listening to another edition of Chab Dog Sports Talk. We're on every Monday, 4 to 5 p.m. on Kcaa, AM 1050. Enjoy your sports this week, and don't forget to check out Chab Dog Sports Blog at chabdog.com for all your headier sports headlines. We've got you covered from the 4 major sports to everything in between. And you can also connect with us at the Chab Dog Facebook page and on the Chab Dog Blog Talk Radio channel for a walk through the wilder side of sporting event telecasts. El Chab Dog says over and out.
You're on board KCAA's Inland Talk Express. KCAA, Loma Linda, 1050 AM, the station that leaves no listener behind. Consider this your invitation to sell. At buysellmakeoffer.com, you can sell as much as you want for the next 60 days without paying any fees whatsoever. Sound incredible? It is, and it's true. Buysellmakeoffer.com is the new exciting way to sell your stuff online. Make extra money right now. Sell your old car, furniture, video games, household items, clothes, even your home. Sell anything that's legal. Load up your stuff to sell right now at buysellmakeoffer.com. This is your official invitation to get on board to sell your stuff right now. Free for the next 60 days.